Quote, NASA officials admitted today what many conspiracy theorists have been claiming for years, that man never walked on the moon. Chief scientist Alan Anderson said the lunar landing hoax had gone, quote, on long enough, and that it was ridiculous to keep claiming that men had walked on the moon. Quote, you have to understand NASA was under a lot of pressure when President Kennedy promised the nation that he put a man on the moon before the 70s. We told him that it was impossible. He knew it had to be faked. End quote. Empire News, Houston, Texas. Space technology scientist Alan Anderson. Quote, we've arranged a global civilization which most crucial elements profoundly depend on science and technology. We've also arranged things so that almost nobody understands science and technology. We might get away with it for a while, but sooner or later, this combustible mixture of ignorance and power is going to blow up in our faces. End quote. Carl Sagan. Quote, mass reorganization of all this is not in the interest of the dark cabal, so they keep coercing humanity with well-planned manipulations and blindfolding even our best human flavor, imagination. Sad, but we seem to be living in the biggest global lie in human history. End quote. Albert Einstein. Quote, there is nothing that the international Jew fears as much as the truth, or any hint of the truth about himself or his plans. This comes from Henry Ford, the founder of Ford Motor Company, from the International Jew, published in 1920. At one time, J. Edgar Hoover was the most well-informed secret intelligence man in the United States. He said, quote, the individual is handicapped by coming face to face with a conspiracy so monstrous that he cannot believe it to exist. The American mind has simply not come to the realization of the evil which has been introduced into our midst. J. Edgar Hoover. Quote, in the United States, false flags like Sandy Hook, the Colorado theater shooting, Boston Marathon bombing, James Foley beheading, etc., have been so thoroughly exposed that it amazes me when I meet someone who still doesn't know they were false flags. This comes from Nanette Carley, posted in Global. In response to the moon landing and now Mars mission hoax. Quote, as the story goes, he threatened to cut off funding if we didn't go along with the hoax. People are smarter these days, and it's getting more ridiculous and more difficult to keep the lie going. We're coming forward today to put an end to the lies and the manipulation of the public, and to put a stop to the planned 2018 hoax Mars mission. NASA does a lot of good things, and our technology advances have helped mankind in many ways. I just don't want us to see us waste our time and your tax dollars. We have real work to do. This comes from NASA engineer Ron Sterling. A NASA spokesman said that President Obama, like all presidents heretofore, retained knowledge of the hoax and was required to keep it a secret by the CIA. In response to a comment concerning the Holocaust, President Reagan said, quote, I challenge your history again. There is absolutely no record that 6 million people were put in concentration camps. They only had 16 million to begin with. Ronald Reagan. Quote, most terrorist attacks are false flags or created by our own security services. In the United States, every single terrorist attack has been a false flag or has been an informant pushed on by the FBI. This quote comes from former CIA agent Robert David Steele, the second highest ranking civilian in the U.S. Marine Corps.